Hi and welcome back to another video in this channel. My name is Martha Makwata and today we are again in the kitchen. And when we are in the kitchen, you just know another recipe is dropping. So let me take you straight. And before I take you to the ingredients, I told you this is me. So we must catch up. How are you doing? How is your holiday? Yeah, I'm still in Nairobi and I'm a lawyer. Please come for me. Okay, so the roads that are leading to Western are quite congested, but we are planning to travel as a family. So pray for us for journey mercies. Of course, Christmas at home hits differently. So we are traveling to go and see our people back there. So that's that. So before I travel, I figured out that I must drop a recipe of my bread recipe. So come with me as I share with you how I prepare my bread. For my bread, I'll be using this whisker on that mixer. Yeah, this is the bowl that I'll use. I'll use 1 tablespoon of oil. Those are the glasses that I've used to measure. This is the brown bread flour. I used 1.5 glass of that. That is all-purpose flour. I've used also 1.5 cup of that. So for my flour, which is here, I've used 3 glasses of flour. And I'll also use sugar. For sugar, you put it according to taste. I'll put about 4 tablespoons of sugar. And yes, that's the bowl where I'll put our dough to stand after the mixing as we wait for it to rise the first time. And this is the yeast that I'm using. I'm using instant yeast. Instant dry yeast by Angel. You can use any yeast of your choice. And this is the cloth that will cover our bread. My hands are clean and I'm ready for the work. Sorry, I didn't introduce the milk. So this is a packet of milk or 1.5 cup of milk. So I'm just about to take it to warm a bit. Then I'll put our instant yeast so that it rises a bit for about 5 minutes. Then we get to the mixing part. So the beauty of using this packet of yeast, it gives you the exact amount you need. You see it is 10 grams. And that is the exact amount that we need for this recipe. So we are good. I've already added it into this bowl here. So I've already warmed our milk, which is here, and I'm just adding our milk to this. I was letting it cool a bit. I felt as if it was quite hotter than we needed. So we add it into our bowl. We are done. So we'll wait for 5 minutes, then we'll come back and continue. Our yeast is risen. The milk is separated somehow. The milk is down, the yeast is on top. So this is 5 minutes later, and this is our working bowl. Let me just position you nicely so that you're able to see. Forgive some blurriness on my shooting, my focus. Nowadays this focus is like that. So into this bowl I'll add in our mixture, and I want everything, so I'll use this spoon that is right here to just ensure I collect everything. Some of the yeast that was down there was not yet mixed, but because it is instant, it will not worry me so much. So I'll add that into our bowl, and into this I'll add our sugar. And my children are sweet-toothed. So let me put for them sweet bread. That's 2, 3, 4. I'll add and a half to just enhance the sweetness. Okay, let me mix so that the sugar and our mixture of yeast and milk are mixed. Sugar normally helps the yeast also to do a good job. So I'm sure you can see me well. That's what we are doing. Just ensuring that nothing is left at the bottom. So I guess we are good. So into this we'll add our flour. We'll add in some salt. I didn't introduce this, but we'll add in this amount of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'll add in a tablespoon of cooking oil. I hope you can see me very well. Are you seeing? Yeah. So that's what we are adding into this. So we'll mix and then we move. Oh, my machine is not yet on. Yeah. So let me mix and come back after I'm through with the mixing. So I've been mixing for about 2 minutes, and that's the way our dough looks like. It is a bit still quite runny, as you can see. It is still a bit runny. So I'll turn the dough onto the counter, and I'll be kneading for the next 8 minutes. I've added some generous amount of flour onto the counter, as you can see. So I'm turning our dough to the counter, and it's not quite so I'll need to continue kneading for the next 8 minutes. So I've been kneading for the past 8 minutes, and that's how our dough looks. I started kneading with you. So what I was doing is to simply do this. I hope you can see. Then if it sticks so much, I sprinkle some flour. Ideally, this recipe is supposed to be 3.5 cups. I used 3 cups to give me a window of about half a glass to use for kneading. So that's how I played around with it. So I'm just preparing this bowl, and to prepare it, I'm simply putting in some oil. So this is my dough. I've already put it in this bowl, and to prepare the bowl, I simply applied oil. So I'm covering it and putting it inside my oven for warmth. I've warmed the oven for just about 2 minutes. So let me do that immediately. So we are putting it inside the oven, which is switched off, for about 1 hour. I've covered it with this cloth that is damp, and so we'll put it here for 1 hour, after which we will get it out and move on. This is 45 minutes later, and this is how our bread has risen. Yeah, so that's where we are. So that's what we are doing, is to put this, to at least level it down, put it on the counter and work on it. That's what I'm doing. And for this section, I'll simply work it down like that. Then I'll turn it on the counter. Then I'll spread it using my hands as much as possible. So at this point, we divide our bread into 2 portions that are equal according to my eyes. So I trust that's equal. I'll work on one, then work on the other one. So I'm rushing because our bread is supposed to be worked on very fast. I hope you can see me. Yeah. So that's what I'll do. And after I'm sure that this one is well worked on, I'll put some flour on the counter. And then I'll place it there. Then I'll work on the second one. Again, very fast. I'm sure you can see me. At this point, this is where I normally notice that one is bigger than the other. So this second one seems to be bigger than this, but it is okay. So I'll again put flour here, and then I put here. So we've taken about, we'll be back at around, this is 7:50, add 15 minutes, 8:05. And at this point, I want to now apply margarine on our pans or oil, then flour them in readiness to receive our bread. So that's what I'm doing. So as we wait for our 5 minutes to lapse, these are our pans that we will use to bake our bread. I've already oiled and floured them in readiness to receive the bread. As you see here, this is where we placed our bread, and it has doubled in the size, as you can see. I hope you can see it very well. And so at this point, because now our 5 minutes are here, let me see, here we are done. So we've been waiting for them to rise for 15 minutes. So what I'll do is to simply get it from there, and then I'll try and spread it a little bit. So I hope you can see me very well. Don't mind this. There's a time I put my pan there and it was quite hot. So I'll simply do that using my hand, and then I take one side and flip it like that. Then I continue to spread it. Normally I do this and take care so that this base is the same size as my pan. So then I'll fold our bread. I don't know where it's getting some black things. So at this point, I'll add some flour on the surface, the way I've done, and I'll pinch the base, this base here. So I'll simply pinch it like this. This will ensure that our bread will not open up even as we bake it. So this is our bread. So I'll wrap it in the flour and then all sides to help it not to stick in the pan. So the first one is ready. We put it inside our pan. It's here. So we work on the second one also very fast. And the second one is a bit big. It's bigger than the first one. So the same process, spread our bread, spread it out. So after I've spread, I'll bring one side and close it up like that. Then continue to spread. Then I bring it in. So after I'm done, again I pinch. I hope you can see me. Then the same process, we put some flour, roll our bread there, all sides, to help it not stick in the pan. So the side that is tucked in always goes under. So that's it. Our 2 loaves are here, and we'll put them on this counter and cover them for the next 45 minutes as we wait for them to rise before we bake them. Let's come after 45 minutes. 45 minutes. So this is 45 minutes later, and our bread is well risen, as we can see. Yeah, they are well risen, and so we are ready to put them to the oven to bake. So let me take them to the oven. The next time we will be seeing them, they will be now baked bread. So not to forget, I'm baking at 180 degrees for 40 minutes. Our bread is already out of the oven, as you can see, and it was about to burn. I don't know why, but the bottom is well baked. I didn't even wait for the 45 minutes. I just checked and found it in this state, and so I had to pull it out. So I didn't even have time to make margarine the way I would wish. So I'll simply use my vegetable oil to apply on the crust, not to allow it to dry out. I hope you can see. Let me pull it like that. So let's save the crust so that it's not too crusty, too hard. Yeah, so that's our bread, but it is well baked. Let me give it about 10 minutes to cool off. We'll use this other one for, there are those who are waiting to taste it tonight. Not even to taste, to eat. They are not tasting because they know how it normally looks. So those are our two loaves of bread, and up to this point I'm grateful. It has been work. Let me just turn you and talk to. So a lot of work has gone into ensuring this bread gets to this point. It's quite fluffy, if you check, looks nice. So we'll test and maybe see the way it looks, the way the inside tastes. So up to this point, I'm quite grateful for having gotten here. It's not easy. Baking of bread is not something you do very fast. It takes time and it is a process. So I'll be sure to leave pictures after the video on how the inside looks. But until the next time, remember to subscribe, like the video, share the video, try out the recipe, comment if you're willing to try. So until the next recipe, bye for now.